Michael Nagy here with Jiggy Jag TV and DiscoveringBands.com. And for everyone watching, if you share this video on my channel and help support the awesome bands I feature. And today I'm here with Autumn Stay. How you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you.
It's great to have you.
Well, I'm glad to be here. I was shocked to see your channel. You interview a lot and you have a lot of subscribers. So I was like, hell yeah, I want to jump on this.
Well, thank you. And I want to start off by saying, for anyone who's not familiar with the band, you want to start off and give us a little history and tell us a little about the band to start off with?
Yeah, so Autumn Stay, we've been around since 2012. We're a Gothic electronica metal band. You can go to YouTube, you can check us out on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Google, TikTok, Snapchat. We got a bunch of that stuff there, and we just released a new song called Closer to the Edge. Can't see it yet if you didn't donate to our Kickstarter, but it's coming sometime in July for the public to see. But we've got a lot of cool stuff coming out, so you guys should make sure to definitely check us out.
Awesome. I want to say your song you did, Confess, it has a Lacuna Coil style to it. I was wondering, does your new music kind of have a similar style to that?
You know, it's so interesting. You're not the first person to say that to me, but I've maybe listened to them this many times. So when someone says that to me, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. But I couldn't make that same similar comparison because I haven't really given them a good enough listen. But it's not similar to Confess, but not different either. We're really trying to break out of the box. We don't want to be stuck in metal. We don't want to be stuck in electronica. We just want to have fun. And we really like metal and electronica and Gothic, so we just sort of smushed it together, and we're just seeing what happens. So you can definitely expect a lot of electronica out of Closer to the Edge, but it's really dark, and we really like that element a lot.
And you got this Kickstarter on it, and tell us a little about that. You do extra bonus stuff for people who subscribe to it?
We did. So our Kickstarter ended on Friday. It was super successful. We were 137% over the goal. So it was really cool. But yeah, anybody that donated to the Kickstarter, you still can. If you'd like stuff, you just let your girl know. I got lots of merch. But we had like t-shirts, we had hoodies, mugs, we had a shower curtain, we had a duvet cover, so people could literally be like, oh my God, I showered with Autumn Stay. But we put that out there because I am not made of money. And doing what we do, we work with a producer down in Dripping Springs. His name is Kevin Gutierrez. He's an award-winning producer. Really cool guy. But, you know, when you're working on a professional level, it requires professional level money, and so we did the Kickstarter to raise money to go back in to do more with him. And it's been a process, but it's been the most amazing fun process of my life. Kickstarter is a lot of work, but it is a literal blessing because I get to have fans pay for everything we do, and I'm really honored that they do that because, like I said, I'm not made of money. So without them, like, they are our record company. Fans are a record company, and they're like family, and they're a team to us. And so without them, we couldn't do what we do. And to successfully, this was our second Kickstarter, and to do it successfully twice, it's like being on cloud nine. It feels so good.
And your new single coming, is this the first of more songs to come? You have like an album in the works?
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, you did ask that. I just sort of went on a tangent. So when we funded our Kickstarter and we got the 100%, we also had new goals that we could put out. Okay, like if we hit 4,500, there was a bonus song. If we hit 5,000, there was a meet and greet and enamel pins for all. There was 6,000, there was a bonus song number 2. And we hit 6,000. It was shocking that we did it because the goal was 4,000, so we got $2,000 over the projection, which was wicked cool. So we get to release 2 bonus songs, which are songs I've personally written by myself, like my little old lonesome. I did it, and that's really cool because our producer we worked with some really bad producers in the past where they make you feel like crap, and he's nothing like that. He is, in my brain, he's like a literal god. And so when I send him my stuff and like he sends me good feedback, it feels really good. And to know that he was like, well, let's put your music out there. Let's put, you know, Autumn Stay, you know, slap Autumn Stay on it, and it's your music. You put it out there. Let's do it. And that's, again, it's like walking on cloud nine. Like, is this my life right now? Oh my God, it is. It's the coolest thing ever. So yeah, bonus songs, 2 of them. And then we get to have a meet and greet in October. at this cool historical church for all the backers to come to, and then enamel pins for everybody. So that's really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
And let's talk about Closer to the Edge a little bit. Tell us the meaning behind that song.
So it kind of has a bunch of things put in there. Autumn's Day was, for years, a 5-piece. And about 4 years ago, my whole life just changed. I left the household I was living in, which had our guitarist, had our drummer, had our rhythm guitarist, and I was on my own living back in with my parents due to some unfortunate circumstances. And I was an hour and a half away from everybody. And man, it was just this whirlwind of crazy crap that kept happening. And I kept thinking, like, oh my God, what's going to happen to the band if everybody steps down? What is going to happen? It's just me. And then I started thinking, well, it's always just me. You know, I'm the one who's been putting in all this work year after year after year. I'm putting 110%. This is my career. This is my life. What do I do if it ends? And so I started writing the lyrics, like, you're closer to the edge, like you're so close to being pushed towards ending something. Like the lyrics are, I'm closer to the edge, always wonder about my end. And it's always wondering about my end, not of my life, which I'm sure a lot of people would think about, but it's more like the end of who I am and me as an entity with music, because I just got pushed so close to that. And it's just about, like, even though you just never know how close you are to success, and to not give that up. And even though you're closer to the edge, quite literally, if you think about it in that sense, it's not a bad place to be in, because hitting that rock bottom allowed me to, like, realize this is what I want, and I'm gonna fight for it. And everybody that doubts me, everybody that talks poorly behind my back, that thinks I'm not gonna get that far, well, you're just giving me fuel, and you're just firing my soul inside, and I'm gonna come out for the better. And so that's kind of how the lyrics and everything came to be from it. Sorry, long tangent.
No, it's all good. Now, about the other songs, are they going to be released to the public eventually as well?
So the bonus songs 1 and 2 are at this point just for backers only. Maybe one day, maybe we haven't really gotten that far. As far as I know, it's going to be just something that we're giving to the backers as, like, a thank you. This is for, like, literally just something for you for supporting us during our Kickstarter. Who knows, maybe 10 years from now, we might revamp the song, add some cool stuff, re-release it. I'm not really sure. Haven't gotten there, but as of right now, bonus song 1 and 2 will just be for Kickstarter backers, which is why you can still donate. Anybody who wants to donate me money, so you can be part of that at any point. Don't be shy.
And do you think you'll be doing future Kickstarters for more of your upcoming songs?
Absolutely. When you're not made of money and you're working, like I said, Kevin is he's a god, and working with him has been the best. Musicians deal with imposter syndrome all the time. Before I met him, I constantly was like, oh my God, I'm not a good enough musician. I can't do I can't do everything that people think a musician has to do. And then I meet Kevin. He's like, you can do all of these things. You are that good. You are a rock star. Why are you so in your head? Get it out of your head. You're amazing at what you do. Just be yourself. And then finally you're like, wow, I can do this. And now I want to do it on a professional level, but now I need help. And so the Kickstarter allows our fans to help us see the future and be part of the process. And they get to, like, we have a bunch of behind the scenes stuff, and they get to be part of that. And I think that's really special, because a lot of bands, you see them putting out stuff, but you don't get to take them on the inside. And that's what we're doing. We even have, like, a tier where people get to donate, and they get to go, we call it Under the Hood, where we stripped back some of the music. We would strip back guitars, you would hear just vocals. We'd remove vocals, you'd hear just guitar. And we'd talk about our favorite song, or how the writing song process went. And we're just letting everybody in so they can help us and see how it goes, and realize that it takes a team to do what we do, and they get to be part of the team. So it's really something special for them, and special for us to take them on the journey with us.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, because I do a Patreon for what I do to help support my channel, so I know what you mean.
Yep. I have a Patreon too, and that's a whole nother beast. Like Patreon, do you have a buy me a coffee?
I don't think so, no.
You should definitely Buy Me a Coffee, that one is pretty cool because you don't need a subscription based anything. Someone can just see your content that you do and they can leave a donation and walk away. They don't have to subscribe, and it's calling like, oh, I'm going to buy him 1 coffee, like leave $5, or buy him 2 coffees, so you get $10, so on and so forth. So it's really cool for artists like myself and for what you do too, because someone sees what you do and working with bands and promoting, they're like, man, this is really cool. I want to make sure he's funded. I'm going to buy him a coffee. They'll send you $5 for what you do, but they don't have to subscribe. They can just give the money and walk away and never think about it again. So it's a really cool site, but they do have subscription based on there as well. So you can subscribe and see more, or you just donate, get out. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I just have a PayPal link, but yeah, I'll check that out too.
Yeah, you definitely should. It operates just like Patreon. But again, you don't have to worry. Like a lot of people, when they see subscriptions, they're like, I don't want to have to worry about that monthly. You don't have to. Buy Me a Coffee. For the record, I have one, you guys. Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee. I got a host of things. They leave a donation, and then they can just forget about it. But they can still support you without having to subscribe monthly.
Yeah. And do you have any upcoming live shows planned?
So that's a whole nother beast we're trying to tackle. So we went from a 5-piece to now a 2-piece. It's just me and our guitarist. So we're focusing really not so much on live shows, but on getting our repertoire with our new sound up and going before hitting the stage. Our goal is by next summer to be stage ready again. Because we used to be, there was a few years back in the beginning where we were doing 52 shows a year. That meant like every weekend we were doing 2 shows. It was wild. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of damage on my vocal cords, but by God, we were going to do what we had to do to make a name for ourselves, and it worked. But right now we're just really focusing on refining our sound, getting more music out there, and before we jump back on stage, we want to we sound totally different. I don't know, have you heard our old music by chance?
Oh yeah, I've listened. I can tell a big difference in the progression.
Big difference in production, in the sound quality, everything. So we don't want to bring anything less than that to the stage. So we're really working on songwriting and getting more music out there so that when people come, they're like, hell yeah, I know this song. I heard that on iTunes. Or like, hey, you guys, you can go to iTunes and you can listen to all 10 songs that you heard tonight. Pop over there, We really want to have that established before we take the stage again. So I feel like by this time next summer, we will be stage ready.
Awesome. And I've seen in the past you've shared the stage with some pretty big name acts.
We have. It was a lot of fun. Let's see.
Tell everyone listening some of the bands you've played with.
We have gotten to play with Stitch Up Heart, Straight Line Stitch, Heaven Below, Drowning Pool. That was a really fun show. Drowning Pool, the guitarist, super sweet guy, really dorky, embarrassing story. It was like 2014 at an ink convention, tattoo convention. And my parents came up. It was in Rico, I think. So they drove up there to see us perform, and we were performing in front of a huge audience. It was not really intimidating, but it was intimidating at the same time. I was like, wow, this is a lot of people. I better not fuck this up. But like, there's Drowning Pool's table, and then there was our table. We're literally right next to the guitarist the whole time. We didn't see any other band members, just the original guitarist. And my dad whips out his camera, and he's like, hey, Danny, he's holding his camera. He's like, who is this? And he's doing the total dad thing. And I'm like, oh my God. And so I'm like, this is the guitarist for Drowning Pool. And the guitarist is, beaming smile, like big smile. And he's like, yes, I am. And my dad's doing like, oh my God, it was like the super dorky dad thing, like the really proud of his, where he's like filming and he's like, okay, well, what do you do in the band for Drowning Pool? This is my daughter. I'm really proud of my daughter. She's playing with you guys tonight. As he's holding the camera, and I'm like sweating, and I'm just like, oh my God, he's gonna think I'm such an uber dweeb. Like, Dad, what are you doing? And I'm just awkwardly standing there, and then my dad walks away, does his thing, whatever. And then the Drowning Pool's guitarist walks up, and he's like, your dad's really adorable. It's okay, I didn't mind. And I was like, oh, thank God he didn't mind. Oh my God. Super embarrassing. But I shouldn't say I only met the guitarist. Everybody else stayed off stage, but he was a literal sweetheart. Do I remember his name? Not at all. My bad, dude. If you ever watch this, my bad. I don't remember. But
that's a classic story.
Yeah, I think I still have the footage somewhere on like an old hard drive, which makes me sound so old because it wasn't that long ago, but it feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, especially with the pandemic, everything. I can't believe how long it's been since we've had live music and stuff.
I know. I haven't been to a show year and a half, something like that, because, you know, pandemic hit in March. Before then, we were just crazy busy. I was in Japan for a hot minute, so we haven't been in. I feel like it's maybe like 2 years since I've been to a show or longer.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in, but I was in Japan for anybody that was in Japan for a long time, so I'm a little behind on everything. So.
And what were you out doing in Japan?
So my entire adult life, I should say, probably from 16 and on, I've been on and off taking Japanese lessons. And when I started learning in high school, my parents brought in a foreign exchange student to live with us, and she became really close, and she's now family. We call her sister, everything like that. And I started taking lessons via the internet just so I could stay with it and maybe learn more native tongues instead of everything super polite. And I posted one day saying, like, man, I wish I could live in Japan so I could practice on my Japanese. And my sister was like, well, come on, get over here. So I did. It was a blast. And I wish I could have stayed longer, because by the time I left, I could hear people talk and understand it without realizing, like, oh, they're speaking Japanese. It's just like, oh, like they were talking, we're headed to Mount Fuji today. Her mom and her were talking, and I was like, oh, we're going to Mount Fuji today. And then my brain was like, oh my God, we're going to Mount Fuji today. And you did that without even translating in your head. You just knew we were going to Mount Fuji. They were talking in Japanese, not English. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is the coolest moment of my life. And I was like, shit, I leave in 3 days. It sucks. So, no, and then I didn't keep up with it, so I lost it. Like, fuck. But yeah, I was in Japan. It was wild. It was a blast. I went to Korea. Korea was cool. Japan is amazing. Would love to go back. Would love to live there. Anybody want to house a little American girl, let me know.
Maybe you'll get to play out there sometime.
I would die. I would die. That would be amazing. Any Japanese producers that want to bring us on board, your girl's ready. Take me.
Awesome. Now, if people want to find you online, look you up on social media, get your music, how do they do that?
You can find us literally on every form of social media, from Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, you name it, we're on it. I am a social media junkie. You can find me Danielle Blizzard and Danny Blizzard on Twitch, I think, one of the two. But my hands literally hurt every day from how much I'm on my phone. So you can message me and I will likely respond within a few hours because I'm just always online.
And besides the band, you also do some other things like modeling, right?
I do. Are we talking about the adult modeling I do, Michael?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if we could talk about that.
Oh, yeah, you can say anything on here, yeah.
Yeah, YouTube won't care?
Not really. They shouldn't.
Should I use a code word like OF or something like that, just in case?
No, you're good. It shouldn't be a problem.
I just don't want to cause your channel any trouble or anything like that.
No.
Okay, well, I do all forms of modeling, from adult modeling to, how to say, more like picturesque fantasy modeling. I've done like witchy shoots in the past. How should I say, like Greek goddess type shoots. I do everything and anything. I enjoy being in front of a camera. So you can also find me on OnlyFans. I believe it's Danny_Blizz. Pretty active on there, very active. Feel free to subscribe there. Got Patreon. You can see on all my forms of social media, anything that is subscription based, you will see behind the scenes stuff. You'll get early access to anything, any music wise we put out. So there's pluses to being part of it, as well as getting to see cool, pretty photos. So feel free to subscribe, guys, girls.
Cool. Well, I look forward to what you have coming up in the future, and it was good talking with you. And everybody, look her up.
Thanks, Michael. I enjoyed chatting with you.
Yeah, it was great to have you. And for everyone watching, I've linked their music in the video description, so check that out.
check us out. Please follow us on YouTube. We need them 4K subs, please.